I noticed recently that I keep comparing quarterbacks to Drew Brees. Here's why, though. In my opinion, Drew Brees is the gold standard for his prototype of quarterback. Guys who are not great athletes, guys who are not the tallest in the world, don't have the strongest arm, guys who need to both be smart and accurate to win. Because Drew Brees was never going to run for 50 yards and a touchdown. He had to find a way to win differently. For example, I would say that if Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins quarterback, ends up succeeding in the NFL, it will be because he mastered the same stuff that Drew Brees had to master. Pocket movement, decision-making, getting the ball out quick, understanding, hey, they're blitzing, I got to beat the blitz with the ball. Footwork, accuracy, mechanics. By the way, the Elite 11, Trent Dilfer, they teach you, they say you want to separate. Bam, separate. Duh. And it's true. Like, when you separate, you really get a lot more power with the ball, and it helps you get more out of your throwing motion. Well, they got that from Drew Brees. The Elite 11, the premier high school quarterback training competition, I guess, whatever you want to call it, they teach Drew Brees' mechanics because they're really good. Drew Brees mastered everything he could control. And that is why I will always compare quarterbacks to Drew Brees. Because he showed how things can be done when you master all of those things I mentioned. Justin Herbert doesn't need to do that. Justin Herbert, if Justin Herbert has great pocket movement, decision-making, footwork, accuracy, all that stuff, he'll be a Hall of Fame quarterback. But he has an advantage Drew Brees has. If he misreads a blitz, Justin Herbert is a good enough athlete where he can stiff-arm the guy, make him miss, and run for 60 yards. Drew Brees was never the fastest or the strongest or the biggest, but he mastered everything he could control, and that is why I will compare quarterbacks to Drew Brees for years. Peyton Manning too, Tom Brady too, but Drew Brees is the one that comes to mind where I love Peyton Manning. His throwing motion was really flawed. I love Tom Brady. I don't have a reason why I think of Drew Brees first as a guy who overcame a lot of... I guess it's because Drew Brees didn't start off great. He had to develop his skill set, and maybe that's why, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, but Drew Brees is the gold standard for a guy who is small, not very good athlete, not the strongest arm, but controlled everything he could control. I had a coach who said, control the controllables in high school. I think it's kind of a clunky way to say that. I say control everything you can control. But Drew Brees didn't just do that. He mastered pocket movement, decision-making, how to read a defense, get the ball really quick out of your hand, timing, accuracy, footwork, mechanics, every little way that Drew Brees could tweak his game, and Tom Brady's the same way. He made sure to make adjustments and dominate that. Leadership, everything. Every aspect he could control, Drew Brees dominated, and that is why I will always compare quarterbacks to Drew Brees.